So it was Easter, probably about 5 years ago. We got reached out to, my wife and I, because they needed help in the children's ministry. So we said, yeah, we'd love to help out for Easter. My wife was pretty pregnant at the time, and we helped out for Easter, and then we decided, all right, we'll keep volunteering for a little while. And my wife had our child, so she needed to stay home, and I kept volunteering and it never stopped. But I love it. The coolest thing probably is our morning small group. So we do a small group before the service kind of, and we do a small group after the service. And it's really just a time to get to know these kids, to let them talk about their week. And you never know what they're gonna say. Sometimes it's something crazy and silly, and sometimes they actually bring up some serious stuff that they just wanna get off their heart, they just wanna talk about. And we just have laughs. We obviously learn all about Jesus, but those morning small groups where they just get to come in and just kind of talk about their week. And well, I was in charge of the boys, so getting to wrestle around with them and learn from them, that's the best part. The way that we make it work as a family is, I volunteer at the 8:30 service, so if your kids go to the 8:30, I'm typically up there. And so I'll get up and leave the house and get to the church by 8 and volunteer for the 8:30 service. And then once that service is over, I call my wife. We have 2 kids at home, an 8-year-old and a 5-year-old, and basically ask her, what service are we going to today? Hey, the kids ready? Let's go to the 10:45. And she's like, no, they're crazy. We got to go to the 11:30 today, need your help. So I'll go back home and help her get the kids ready, and then we go back and go to the 11:30 service. And even after that, we stay and hang out and have fun with all the events outside. But yeah, we figure out a way to make it work. I mean, I know that volunteering sometimes can be a nuisance, but there's always a way to make it work. If you think the church doesn't need it, and this is not just a Victory Family Church thing, if you think the church doesn't need it, that's just not correct. Every church needs your help. We need more volunteers. We need more people just sewing back into, maybe it's the kids ministry, or it's, it's greeting, or it's production, or it's singing on the stage. There's all types of different ways to volunteer, but especially a church with this big, you may come to church and think, oh, this looks perfect. It looks like it's running smooth. It is, but there's a lot of the same people doing a lot of the same things every week. And it would be huge if some people would volunteer and say, hey, I'll help with the 10:45 service once a month, or I'll help with the 8:30 service once a month. And even if you think it's not that big a deal, it's only one service a month, it does make a difference. It'll make a difference to the people that you volunteer with. It makes a difference to the church, and it'll make a difference to you. I promise you, you will get something out of it if you're volunteering in some capacity within the church. Some of my earliest childhood memories was not only in church, but it was watching my parents volunteer in church. They did all kinds of different things in my childhood church. They were singing, they were playing instruments, they were doing communion, they were volunteering at the door. Seeing that the way that they volunteered, the smile on their face that they had, they made these relationships within the church, and definitely made an impression on me. And so I've tried to continue that as I've gotten older, to find ways that I can volunteer. I honestly didn't think that at the time it would be in kids ministry, but once I got started, I just didn't want to stop. I love it. I love being up there and making these relationships with these kids, and just getting to have fun while you're learning about Jesus. Maybe you're new to the church, and it is a big church, and there are a lot of people, and there is always something going on. It seems like while you're in service, everyone has their place where they're going. But if you're trying to make more connections with more people outside of your small group, volunteering is an awesome way to do it. You're volunteering alongside someone, so you're working side by side, trying to accomplish the same goals. We're all having a good time, we're all volunteering, but we're all trying to do the same thing, which is to give back and to help the church, because it takes all of us to make this work.